Go through to your oysters. Good luck. So egg pop number 1. And you've got 3 pearls in your first one. So a gorgeous deep TARDIS blue, a brighter burgundy red, and a sea green. So TARDIS blue, burgundy red, and sea green. And you're hoping for blues, purples, and greens. So you've already got 2 of potential what you were hoping for. Sarah, bless you. Thank you for the stars there. Thank you, my lovely. Egg pop number 2. And you've got 4 pearls in that one. A chocolate silver, a coral, a burgundy red, slightly darker than the first one, and a larger lemon yellow, almost moving into a sunshine yellow there. So 7 pearls from your 2 egg pops. If we move straight on to your oysters. Oh, sorry. So oyster number 1. Now again, I will be cleaning the shells as we go, so please bear with me. Oh, but 1, 2, 3. You have triples. 3 pearls from your first oyster. So like I said, I just clean them up as we go. And then I'll dry up the pearls so you can have a close look. Some shells are easier to clean than others. Like this one has got pearl blisters in, so you sort of have to, because they've then got ridges and you have to work around the ridges just to make sure you get the bits of flesh off. But, so first oyster, let's dry these up. A TARDIS blue, a grape purple, and a lemon yellow. Slightly lighter than the first one. So now you can see that this one, when I said this one had very close to sunshine yellow, you can sort of see the difference between the 2. Your next oyster. Again, quite a nice sharp pop there. There's a little bit of flesh on that side, but there's no pearls there at all. And again, I can see a peeper right there. There's no more in that one. So that dark bit there, I will just show you, is the oyster tail. That's not a pearl at all. Okay, so this, oh, sorry, this colour here. Oh, I think that this one is a forest green. Look at him. So let me pop him down. Oh, is that, I'm just going to see if that's an imperfection or if that's just something I need to clean off. No, I think it was just something I needed to wipe away. I apologise. So if I pop it down straight away, hopefully you can see the forest green there. Oh, I just knocked the sand. I apologise. There we go, back in order. Your next oyster. Light pop there. Oh, I have, Laura, honestly. And in here you've got a little runaway there. There's your mother of pearl. And 2 and 3, you have triples. Again, similar shades to the triple pearl oyster that we saw earlier. Oh, now this shell is split here, so I do apologise. I will still send it to you. But he does have that split in him there. Okay, so 3 pearls in that oyster. Now I've popped the single pearl up here, and I'll carry on popping your other pearls down here. So your first pearl from your latest triple oyster is a 2-tonal TARDIS blue. So he does have that little imperfection there, if you can see, and then overall a lighter TARDIS blue with a couple of darker areas. You've got a 2-tonal blurple. So blurple's a mix between blue and purple. In some lights he's going to be more blue, some lights he's going to be more purple. And then you've got a lemon yellow and blue. Can you see that ever so slightly little blue hint there? Yellow and blue pearl. Just slightly blue, but he's definitely flashing at the front there. Your next oyster. Lighter pop there again. There's your mother of pearl. Oh, and as I lifted that up, the pearl has popped out the bottom. He is a larger chocolate bronze, and there's no more in that one. I am just going to change the kitchen towel here because it is covered in all little bits of shell and I don't want to get poked. So the latest pearl out is a larger chocolate bronze. Again, I'll show you around that pearl in just a second. So quite a nice larger size here. And then 2 mystery oysters to go. Would you like me to measure all of these pearls before moving on to the 25 pearl oyster? If so, that's absolutely fine. I'm very happy to do so. It's just some people prefer me not to, which is why I'm asking. Moving on to your next oyster. Light pop there. Oh, quite a dark section in this one. So again, there's no pearls on that side. And in here, we've got a hot pink. And there's no more in that one. Yes, brilliant. Oh, and the flesh has come away beautifully there as well. Okie dokie. So a hot pink. Now I did see a little imperfection on that one, I believe. So let me just dry him up for you. Again, if you're not happy with any pearls, imperfection or not, I can definitely swap them for you for colours of your choice. Or even I can try and colour match them if you like the colour but would prefer one without the imperfection. So this one's got almost like a couple of little whiter lines on him. So I've tried to position it so they're right at the front. Yep, just there. So the rest of the pearl, just at the front there, a couple of little lines on him. And then the last oyster, then of course I'll go through all of these again. I'll measure them and then we'll go through to the 25 pearl oyster. So last mystery oyster. Light pop there. There's your mother of pearl. And in here I can see another flash of a pink pearl. And there's no more in that one. Now this one visually looks like it's a very similar colour to the first pink that just came out. However, this pearl does look like he is larger visually. Oh, okie dokie. So let's have a look at this one as well. And here is your last pink from the normal oysters. So like I said, very, very similar colour to this one. However, it is slightly larger. So single pearls, you've got the forest green, chocolate bronze, and then 2 bright pinks. Then over here, you've got TARDIS blue, burgundy red, and a sea green. Chocolate silver coral, slightly darker burgundy red, and a brighter lemon yellow. TARDIS blue, grape purple, lighter lemon yellow, and then TARDIS blue, lighter blurple, and a 2-tonal yellow with a flash of blue. So I'll go through and measure these ones for you. So the TARDIS blue from the egg pops, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Bright red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. And the apple green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Chocolate silver is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, he's a 7.5. Your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And then the burgundy red, sorry, I'm just putting these back in line. Burgundy red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. Brighter lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Grape purple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And then the TARDIS blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. The lighter blurple is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the last yellow with the flash of blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. I'm then actually going to measure the single pearls, but I'm going to pop them at the bottom here. Just so then we've got room for the 25 pearl oysters. So the forest green's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Chocolate bronze is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. First pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, he's an 8. And the second pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, not a 7.5, not an 8, he's an 8.5. Okay, Katie, what do you think to these to start with? Are there any colour swaps that you'd like to do, or are there any of these pearls that you'd like on the jewellery for now? Or would you prefer to, like I said before, move straight on to the next oyster and then decide at the end? Yes, of course we can do the other one first. So I'm assuming with the 25 pearl oyster, you'd like to keep the shell there as well, but just confirm for me if that's okay. Is it the ceiling decorations? If I was back here, then sometimes possibly Michelle, yes, but I actually purposefully, it's really strange, I've got purple up to here, but then the rest of it in front of me, I don't have the purple on, and that's for that reason, so I don't get any reflection. So yes, when I'm holding the pearls down here, there isn't. I mean, there's purple behind me, but where the cameras is and where the angles are with the lights, you shouldn't be getting any of that. So 25 pearl oyster. So are there colours that you haven't had come out yet that you're still waiting on, Katie? Or are we just going to wait and see to see what comes out? Okay, so let's go back down again, and your 25 pearl oyster. Okay, so we can see a couple of flashes there. Okay, so possibly hoping for an icy blue. Oh, look at that. So there is a little bit of flesh there, but again, I'll clean it all up at the end. Now with this one, there's lots of pearls must be underneath. I can see a couple of peepers there, and on that side I can see an icy blue. Is that an icy blue? I'll double check, but a lighter blue just there. You said you were just hoping for an icy blue. Right, let's have a squidge. Good luck, my lovely. Oh. Okay, I don't believe there's any more in that one. So let me just count these up before we have a closer look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 and 25. So what I'm just doing is I'm just cleaning up the shells quickly, and then I'm going to dry all of your pearls up for you, and I will go through each of the colours individually, so obviously you get to see all of the colours separately. And then, as before, if you would like me to measure them all, I'm very happy to do so. That there's just a piece of flesh. That's not a pearl. That's just rolling around as a piece of flesh. So yeah, if you would like me to measure them all, I'm very happy to do so. Or if you're happy for me to measure the largest and smallest, that's absolutely fine as well. So that's up to you, Katie. Just let me know. Okay, so I'll go through all of the colours, and yeah, then we can decide at the end which ones you'd like where. I will pop the darker pearls towards the top of the sand and the lighter pearls towards the bottom of the sand. Okay, so these pearls are on this side, so you shouldn't see those for now. I'm just going to zoom in on this side here, and then at the end we'll see them all together. Of course I can. Oh, bless him, he's to blame. No, we don't need to blame anyone. Honestly, that's why I give the option. It's because some people really do appreciate knowing the sizes, so that's absolutely fine. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through all of the colours, and then I will measure the pearls at the end like I would normally. Okay, so darker pearls at the start. We've got a darker gunmetal grey. You then have got a midnight blue. Now let me just readjust how I'm holding this. Oh, hang on. He definitely looked blue to me then. Oh look, there it is. So it's more blue on this side than that side, I would say. But beautiful midnight blue. You've then got a forest green, so again you can see that green coming through there. And a chocolate silver. A darker chocolate. I'm just going to move this out. We've got a piece of shell in the sand down there. There we go. Sorry. And a chocolate silver. We've got a second chocolate silver with a slight flash of purple just there. A silver chocolate, a lighter one than the first one that came out, and then again another silver chocolate, very similar in colours there actually with those two. And then a, oh actually no, sorry, this one is a silver bells. A darker grape purple with a silver overtone. And then this one is silver with a slight purple overtone, so hopefully you can see the difference. So base silver with a slight purple overtone to him, so you can see the difference between the two. And then you also have a two-tonal lilac, which does look like he goes slightly pinkier there. So base lilac with that sort of almost pink flash. Can you see the difference there? It is lovely. So lilac and then pink. So that would be a pinkle. Lilac and a pinkle with that flash of pink. You have got a lighter icy blue, ever so slightly two-tonal with brighter and lighter areas. And then a, oh, I'm going to say that that's very, very, very close to being a Pepsi Blue. I think it's just a slight bit, actually no, I am going to say that that is a Pepsi Blue, so Pepsi Blue there. You've got a darker burgundy red, another burgundy red, and then a slightly lighter red. A watermelon, a coral, and then a pastel coral. A two-tonal honey gold, so you can see it's not, so the autumn peaches are more peachy. This is a honey gold and it's two-tonal with the darker shade of honey gold there and the lighter shade, so you've got both sort of halves almost. Gorgeous two-tonal honey gold. And then you've got a gold, so this one's more of a pastel, slightly more pastel gold. You've got a lemon yellow, a bridal white, and a candy floss pink. Okay, what do you think to all of those? I'm going to go through and measure them for you, and then we'll go through with all of the colours there and what you'd like to do. So I've already measured that half, so we'll measure this half there. So I'm just going to hold it still for just a second so you can just have a look at all of them together, and then I'll start measuring them for you. Okay, so top row then, the gunmetal grey is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Midnight blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Forest green is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. And the silvery chocolate with the flash of silver chocolate, sorry, is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, he's a 7. The silver chocolate on the end is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. Your silver bells is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, he's a 6.5. And the silver chocolate's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5. Sorry, I went too fast then. Yeah, not a 6.5, he's a 7. Then the last silver chocolate's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. And your silver bells is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. The purple with the silver overtones, not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. And the silver with the purple overtone is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. Two-tonal lilac and slightly pinkle is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, here's a 7.5. Icy blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. And the Pepsi blue is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. Darker burgundy red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. And the second red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. The lightest red is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. And the watermelon's not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. Your coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. And the lighter coral is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. The honey gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, here's a 7. And the other gold is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, not a 6.5, not a 7, here's a 7.5. Lemon yellow is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. And the bridal white is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. The candy floss pink is not a 5, not a 5.5, not a 6, here's a 6.5. So from the 25 pearl oyster pearls, the largest is a 7.5 and the smallest is a 6.5. Can you have the honey gold on the bee necklace? Of course you can. So the two-tonal honey gold on the bee necklace. I'm going to be taking them out of the sand once you choose which ones you'd like where. So then I can pop them on the order form. Okay.